Hello there, this is Nerdy Geeky, and it is just Nerdy Geeky now. As you may have noticed, I've changed my YouTube name. Unfortunately, I can't change my YouTube URL until I get a certain amount of followers, that's subscribers. It's really annoying. So I will be Trunks for you for a while in the URL bar, but as soon as I can change that, I'll change that to Nerdy Geeky as well, or some form of it. I've made a new Twitter account dedicated for this. It's twitter.com/Nerdy Geeky tweet. Because someone had already taken Nerdy Geeky, who hasn't tweeted since 2010. Thank you. Anyway, so moving on. Anyway, now I've said that, as I said in the title, there's going to be no spoilers in this video, but there will be minor plot details that won't spoil the film, but will be to do with what happens in the film. If you want to go into the film fresh and don't want to know anything, it's probably best to turn off now. If you don't mind knowing minor plot details or the direction the film goes in, then feel free to keep listening. So I'll just move in straight away and say that I really enjoyed this film. It was really good. It's a direct sequel to the first film. Although they haven't disregarded the second and third film, they have ignored them and not really discussed them at all. Although they did vaguely discuss the first film, but they didn't discuss the first film too much, and they didn't go into too much detail. They just said, a lot of people died and all that. But this is 22 years on. The park is up and running, and it's a full theme park. And it sounds like it's been up and running. I can't remember if they said a specific amount of time, but it must have been up and running for at least 10 years, maybe 15. They do mention that, oh, every few years we have to do this and that. So it has been up and running for years and years and years. 20,000 people like a day go here. It's an amazingly popular park, as it would be if it was in real life. Dinosaurs, everyone loves them. There's a lot of references, like I said, to the first film. Some of them are small and kind of not unnoticeable, but they're not thrown in your face. They're not like, oh, look at this. This is old. This must be from the first park. This must be this. It's not like that. They're just like, you see things on sideboards. You see things set up. You see the old logo a few times. Some references are a lot bigger, where you see older versions of the park, but that works with the story. They didn't revolve the story around the references. The references just slot in nicely. They're not in your face. So I like that. You don't need to. I mean, if you haven't watched the first film, you don't need to. This film is one of those films you can go in straight from the start and enjoy it, and you know the Jurassic Park world anyway, and they fill you in on a little bit of detail here and there for you to understand, oh, they tried this 22 years ago and it really went really badly. And that's about all you need to know. All the acting, all the actors, they were brilliant. They're really, really good. Chris Pratt, of course, Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy, he was great. I mean, and it really set up this whole, like, he kind of Indiana Jones-ish kind of person. But there was a serious side to him, and I like to see that. Some people have been saying, oh, Chris Pratt, he's in everything at the moment, He's been in Guardians of the Galaxy, and there's going to be a second one. He's in this. He's going to be the new Indiana Jones. Are we going to get sick of him? Honestly, no. I'm not going to get sick of him. I like him. He's a great actor, and I really like seeing him in stuff. So I'm never going to get sick of Chris Pratt. I watch him for forever. Bryce Dallas Howard, who plays Claire, the main female in the film, she was really good. She starts out as this kind of hard businesswoman, kind of forgotten what family means and all that, and she learns all these lessons through the film. It may feel and sound a little cheesy, but it's done quite naturally throughout the film, and her acting really is very good. I really enjoyed it. She's a great actress, and she was a great lead female. And yeah, very, very good. Vincent D'Onofrio is in it, another Marvel character. You might have known him as Kingpin from the Daredevil series. He was brilliant. Of course, he's the villain. It kind of feels like he's been shoehorned in, like because technically the dinosaur's a villain, and she doesn't talk and all this. She just kills people and eats people and eats things, kills things, and repeats. He's been kind of. I feel like he's kind of shoehorned in a little bit. Like, well, we need a human for the audience to hate and go against. We need a human for the other humans to hate, because at the end of the day, this dinosaur that's going on a rampage, it's sort of just following its instincts. If you've seen the trailer, you know it's like genetically modified. So you can't really hate an animal for just following instinct. So they needed a human who was intentionally being a bad guy to hate on. But it works for the film, even though it felt like it was shoehorned in a little bit. It works for the film. It didn't take away anything from the storyline, and it only made the storyline a little bit more believable to put this sort of head lead guy in it who's the bad guy. So I didn't mind that, and he's a great actor. Vincent D'Onofrio did a brilliant job. I liked him in it, and I really enjoyed his performance. The two boys, I mean, you got Ty Simpkins is the youngest lad. I've talked about the older lad, and he was good. But Ty Simpkins, for me, I'm not usually a fan of child actors. I'm usually like, yeah, they're good, they're kind of there, they're kind of not, like they're not that great actors. Ty Simpkins is a brilliant actor. I think he's going to go on to do great things, and I really enjoyed his role in this. He had a range of emotions and a range of character, and they made him this three-dimensional character by putting in all these range of different things, and they talked a little bit about his backstory. I won't go into detail at all, so you can watch it. But there's scenes where he's really super excited. Of course, he's going to see real dinosaurs for the first time. I'd be just like him, and he's running around, and he's really excitable, to the point, and also later on, where he's absolutely in tears. And I'll be honest with you, there was a point at the fact that he was so good, and he was in tears, and it had me in tears in the cinema. It really did get to my cold and stony heart, and I really enjoyed that performance as much as it did upset me to see him so upset, and it was really, really believable. And I like the fact that, like, the kids in the original, as much as I like the original, the kids in the original are a little bit unbelievable. Like, you know, the daughter is really good, or the daughter, sorry, the child, the female, she's really good on computers, and she can do all this and all that, even though she's really young. And the little kid, the boy, even though he was scared all the time, he didn't seem that. He more was like in a state of wonder, like he's still seeing dinosaurs, even though they're trying to kill him. But Ty Simpkins, he really brings across this, you know, this little kid, if he was in this world, he'd be scared, really scared, to the point where he was crying. You know, he kept trying to hold his brother's hand. You know, he wouldn't leave his, like, his brother's like, stay here, I'll go check this out. And he wouldn't leave him alone. He was all over him, holding onto his arm. He was a little boy who was very scared because he was put in this life and death situation. And it really came across. They were much more believable characters. As much as I love the original, these boys were much more believable characters than the original two children. So I liked that. I really did. It really brought that three-dimensional acting and point of view down. Yeah, like I said, I'm not usually a fan of child acting, but I was a fan of Ty Simpkins. He's done other things anyway. You've seen him in the third Marvel movie actor in this. You've seen him in Iron Man 3, if you've watched that. He was the child in Iron Man 3, and he's brilliant in that as well. I still enjoy him in that. There's a lot of themes in this. It's not just, oh, they go to a theme park and all things go bad and people get killed. There's a lot of there's growth between brotherly love, and there's this companionship. There's a romance, of course, but it's not in your face. It's just in the background. It just happens naturally, and it happens at the right times. It's not just thrown in this life and death situation, and then there's suddenly like making out or something like that. It's put in at the right times. It's appropriate for the film, and it's only there a little bit. But I would love to see these actors come back and do a second one. I really do. I don't know whether there will be another one, but I would love to see another one. I think this one's done really well. I've been seeing good reviews for it. And there's this whole aspect of respecting nature and living animals. And these aren't just dinosaurs. These aren't just an attraction, just another animatronic dinosaur when you go to theme parks these days. There's a wildlife centre near me, actually, that have animatronic dinosaurs. But you know, these are real life living dinosaurs that have recreated and brought back from extinction, and they need to be respected, and they need to have rights, and they are living beings. And there's quite a touching scene you may have seen in the preview with one of them, which was animatronic, an animatronic head and neck, and it was quite upsetting to watch. It was almost hard to watch because it was so well filmed, it was so powerful. And I found myself again in that situation tearing up. It was a great lesson for Bryce Dallas Howard, and it was a great Chris Pratt moment to show how much he sort of connects with these animals. And overall, there's a lot of morals to the stories, and there's a lot of lessons to take away. But they're not thrown in your face. They're not said out loud. Really, you know, you pick them up throughout the film. It doesn't pander to thinking that you're an idiot in the audience. You're not really thinking about the movie. You know, messages are there. You're going to pick them up. They don't need to say them out loud. I'm going to change my usual. I usually give it out of 10, but I'm just going to give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It's a lot easier system and a lot easier to understand. You may already know, but I'm going to give this a massive thumbs up. I really enjoyed this film. It was brilliant. It made me cry. It made me laugh. It did everything a film's supposed to do. I didn't go in expecting much, and I came out thinking, wow, that was good. I really want to watch the original, and I really would love to see a sequel or 2 sequels, make a new trilogy out of it. I'm sure they can without bringing dinosaurs and doing the whole King Kong thing, bringing dinosaurs to the mainland or anything like that. I'm sure they could probably do a great new trilogy, and I would love to see Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard come back. I would love to see Ty Simpkins come back, and I think they were brilliant. They were brilliant together. So that's my review. Thumbs up from me. If you got a different review, if you didn't like it, or if you've got a different point of view, if you didn't like the actors, or you did like the actors, or if you got, please put it in the comment section below. I love to read that stuff. I will not argue. I love to see other people's point of view. I love to have a little bit of a debate about these things, and everyone's opinion. This is just my opinion, but everyone's opinion is valid. If you didn't like the film, feel free to say why. I'd love to hear why. I think it's doing quite well in the box office. It's only just come out anyway, but from reviews I've heard, I think it's going to be doing quite well. But please, yeah, please please subscribe as well if you want. I'm going to try and do more of these films. I'm going to try and watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. soon, and I'm going to try and do more reviews. I'm going to try and do more nerdy news, and I'm going to try and get a lot of these videos out there. My videos are a bit haphazard at the moment, and they're a bit, or you know, they just come out when I do one. I'll try and get some sort of regular schedule eventually, and if I get a lot more subscribers, then I will make sure that I rigidly stick to a schedule to bring out these videos. But thank you for watching, and thank you for staying a subscriber if you are a subscriber. Thank you for subscribing if you do subscribe, and thank you just for watching this video. I do appreciate it, and I hope you go see the film, because it really is a great film. It's a great family film as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.